Tenerife and Umanara Venezia. They've had some interesting games throughout this entire competition, which actually tipped off all the way back in September of 2016, in late September, if you can believe it. It's been a long, fun first season in the Basketball Champions League. And here is what we're in store for today. Banvit taking on Monaco, so it's a battle of Turkey against France. Of course, they met twice during the regular season, and then the nightcap, the host, Iberostar Tenerife. They will be going up and probably facing a very good Umanara Venezia team is here to spoil the party. So, Lloyd, you and I have been watching these games all season long, and it all comes down to this. Monaco, if you look at this team, coached by Zvezdan Mitrovic, physical, athletic, who do we look out for in this matchup?
Two teams have started off the league together, Jeff, and they'll be facing off now in the Final Four. Monaco, it's all about the defensive end.
Well, we've seen some great plays from Banvit, great dramatic results. Who could ever forget the regular season game at home in Bandirma when they went up against Aris and they forced the late overtime with Gediminas Orlik with a potential three-point play. He missed the free throw, so the game went to overtime, and then he hit a long jump shot. And of course, Jordan Theodore hitting that dramatic three-quarters of the length, or rather going three-quarters of the length of the court to score that layup to win at MHP Reason in the quarterfinals, and to break the hearts of all those fans at MHP Reason. You know, the German fans thought they were going to have a team at the Final Four, but Jordan Theodore, I'm not sure there's been a better player in the competition than him all season long. Well, here's AS Monaco coming out to the court. Of course, they have won the French Leaders Cup, the Disneyland Leaders Cup, for the second year in a row. They lead the French top flight standings. And Lloyd, they will be well aware of the task at hand, having faced Banvit twice this season.
Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. I mean, the key we mentioned, the defensive end for Monaco is absolutely vital. That's what they base themselves on. They've got a very long and athletic team, but you know, in the two games against Banvit, they've only scored 65 points in each game. So you know, they know if they're only going to get into the 60s, they're going to have to play some great defense today, as well as they have throughout the tournament, to try and slow down a Banvit team which comes in as one of the front runners offensively in this entire competition. They're ranked number 5 in points per game, you know, and they're the best ranked team here offensively in the Final Four. So they know how to score against Monaco. They've done it. They scored 79 in one game, and they come in on a roll as well, having won 6 of their last 7 in the Basketball Champions League.
Well, the big concern, obviously, that you have if you're a Banvit fan is, can Jordan Theodore continue to be Superman? Because if there is a weakness, what happens if Theodore goes down with an injury? I mean, you never want to lose a great player, but usually you've got that quality to step in behind him at the point guard, and I think really that's where they're weak. They don't have that guy that can come in and play big minutes if something were to happen to Jordan Theodore.
Well, I think it just gives them a completely different look if he goes out. You know, they start to get into guys like Furkan Korkmaz have to handle the ball. He's not a traditional point guard, but you know, he has that playmaking ability. The other thing is Togo Getchim, who's a big forward, really, 6'9", 2 meters 6, but he'll come in and he'll handle the ball, and he just changes the dynamic. You know, I've been impressed with him this season. But Jordan Theodore, I mean, is there a better player in the tournament than Jordan Theodore? The statistics tell you that there's not many that can be close. You know, He's top 10 in so many individual categories on his own. You know, this is a guy who's number 5 in scoring, 1 in assists, 5 in minutes, 10 in efficiency.
The referees tonight from Croatia, Poland, and Lithuania, those eyes there and staring at us. Obviously, they've done a great job all season long, or else they wouldn't be in this position. What do those first 2 encounters mean between these 2 teams back in the regular season?
Well, I think what they told us is 2 things. For me, I think the three-point shot is important. I think when Banvit shoot well, it gives a different dimension to them. You know, Orelek is a key for Banvit. He's one of the guys that can make from beyond the three-point line, so he'll be important.
So there's the starting 5 for Monaco: Wright, Abudu, Fofana, Kaner Medley, and Jamal Schuler, who missed the quarterfinals when he was injured. But apparently he's back in the starting 5. And Zvezdan Mitrovic, who will occasionally drift into some Montenegrin lingo during timeouts. He's done a fantastic job. I mean, he's kind of in dream world, really. Who wouldn't want to live in Monaco, the Principality, helping create a real basketball tradition, as clearly this Monaco team is. The Rock is what they call them, the Rock team.
I mean, we'll get to it, but the story behind the club, fantastic as well. Their rise through French lower league basketball into now this level is fantastic story.
So Edo Muric, Gediminas Orlik, the Lithuanian, Gasper Vidmar, Jeremy Chappelle and Jordan Theodore, Vidmar and Muric, Slovenia internationals. And the interesting story, obviously, as well with Theodore is that he won the FIBA Europe Cup last year, playing for Fraport Skyliners. And one of his teammates in that team is now one of the leading players, if not the leading player, for Virestar Tenerife, Aaron Dornekamp, the Canada international.
Well, I think, you know, as we see Zach Wright at the free throw line, again, that backcourt battle is going to be a key one. You talk about the combination. Wright will be starting, but don't forget, you know, D-Boss, Sergi Gladier coming off the bench. And then for Banvit, you know, Theodore out there, but Korkmaz, Chappelle. So those 3 and how they face off against each other, I think is going to have a lot to do with this game. Monaco don't really have inside scoring presence, but D-Boss off the bench is a handful. He comes in and changes the game, and same with Sergi Gladier as well. He's another guy that can really spur.
Well, this is a matchup that we thought was pretty crucial tonight. Theodore and Zach Wright, there you see their numbers in the quarterfinals. And Zach Wright certainly has the ability to raise his game when it matters. Of course, he's also a naturalized Bosnia-Herzegovina player who played terrific for them before in the past. And the luxury that Monaco have is that when Wright isn't turning on all cylinders, as has happened, they have been able to bring in Bost. And Bost will make plays. He will make plays on both ends of the court.
Well, D-Bost is the leading scorer. They average 41 points a game off the bench, Monaco. So you can see, you know, they're not about the guys that start the game. It's about the entire unit, and that's what you've got to realize when you're guarding them. You know, they are focused on their defensive end. They'll score through a variety of sources. They've had different guys in different games come up with the goods. You know, but for me, it's that defensive end. Can they slow down Theodore? Can they slow down that high pick and roll action that we'll see a lot? Theodore handling the ball, and then down the middle, Gasper Vidmar roll into the ring. That's going to be a key element for me today. How Monaco can do that, because traditionally that has been what has really cemented their record in this Basketball Champions League. How they guard the pick and roll, how the versatility of their players to be able to guard multiple positions as well.
Well, we know that Theodore likes to score. We know he will set up his teammates. We've seen a lot of alley-oop passes from him, including to Furkan Korkmaz, a player we haven't really spoken that much about, but he perhaps, you talk about high flyers in this Monaco lineup, he might be the biggest high flyer in the entire Basketball Champions League. He is worth the price of admission, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have a couple of highlight reel plays from him tonight. Sasha Filipovsky, terrific job leading his team back to victory in the quarterfinals after losing for the first time at home all season in the Basketball Champions League in the first leg to MHK Reason by 5 points. They won the second leg by 6 with that Theodore layup. Vidmar, the captain, will be jumping it up against Fofana. Well, good evening, everybody. If you're just tuning in, we are in Tenerife, and it's the start of the Basketball Champions League Final Four. What a season it has been. It has surpassed the hype, shall we say. It's been a terrific campaign. Jeremy Chappelle drives in and misses. Theodore chases it down, puts up a three, and his attempt bounces high off the rim and to the top of the backboard. And don't forget Theodore talking about all these plaudits, achievements. He was also the MVP of the Turkish Cup. So you are talking about a big-time player watching tonight, Theodore, but he misses his first shot. Now here's Wright. Over to Schuler, and Edo Muric claims his first rebound. Fofana battling down low with Vidmar. Now Vidmar is going to go to work. He's going to pass it back outside. Theodore drives in, and the ball almost gets away from Vidmar. And 3 seconds, nope, double dribble.
Vidmar's been a big key for Banvit, scoring on the inside. You know, he's had an incredible season from the field. 70% he shoots it. You know, a lot of that is, we talked about the influence of Theodore, but often it's Vidmar that finishes it off. Monaco, a good job closing up the space.
Well, down low, Abudu denied, gets the ball back. They crash the boards. And the ball will stay at this end of the court.
Abudu's not really a regular starter for Monaco, is he? It's interesting the way they've gone to him in the lineup. Going to see if they can power the game. Banvit on the inside. Try to go to the big post players they have out there, Monaco.
Zach Wright, shot clock winding down, puts it up. And this time it's Vidmar that goes up. Jasper Vidmar. He's a big body. Theodore gives it to Vidmar, and Abudu goes up and gets the block, but a foul has been called on Abudu.
Again, that's what we talk about. Theodore on the penetration, help has to come, and then it leaves Vidmar open. The thing about Jasper Vidmar, though, you know, they're complaining the foul call, but Jasper Vidmar's got to make free throws while we're here in Tenerife.
Well, that's the weakness, really, the chink in his armor is his free throw shooting. And perhaps, as you saw in the replay, maybe a little bit of justice prevailing with that miss. Looked like a good effort from Abudu. Vidmar told us yesterday, if Banvit win, he's going to shave that beard off. Is that a beard or a goatee? It's kind of an extended goatee. So he makes the first, or has the first point of the game. Makes 1 of 2 at the line. Right at his free throw shooting percentage. I think he's about 45%. That's how his struggled. Zach Wright. Oh, shooter's bounce. And Monaco take their first lead of the game.
Didn't look like it was going to go. Banged off the front of the ring. And as you said, touch for Monaco.
Now Theodore picked up his dribble. Now Vidmar goes to work again against Fofana. And Vidmar draws the foul, but he was not shooting.
Fofana's out there for his defense, so you can see they're letting him go one-on-one against Jasper Vidmar. This is a guy that plays 15 minutes a game, only averages 2 points. So he's not contributing a lot offensively, but defensively, you know, he can guard one-on-one. He's a great help defender as well. And this is the action, the high pick and roll.
Now Muric from the arc and misses everything. Now Nick Medley off and running. And Theodore got back to slow his progress. Orlick guarding Nick Medley. And Nick Medley with the long jump shot. That's a 2.
That's his game, isn't it? That kind of mid-post You know, turns and fires.
Yeah, so they did not count that. Oh yeah, sorry, they did. Look at the wrong stat there. So it's 4-1, Monaco. Now Vidmar. Well, that was an interesting looking shot. Gets it to go down, and Banvit turning to Gasper Vidmar right now for offense. Have yet to see Gediminas Orlik. Of course, he's a terrific three-point shooter. Now Schuler. And Schuler hits the three.
He's an X-factor, Schuler. When he gets going, you know, Monaco on a high-scoring team, but he can really, you know, heat up. He can really score a lot of points. And when he gets going, he changes their team completely.
7-3 lead for Monaco. Shot clock down to 5. Chappelle for 3. Front and back of the rim stays out. Zach Wright has it. And Edo Muric foul stops the break.
From what I've seen of Banvit, Jordan Theodore knows when it's time for him to take over the game. You know, you see him sometimes almost turn the switch to say, right, my team needs me now. And it's starting to get to that point already in this first quarter.
Well, down low, it's Monaco. This time they miss Abudu again. And Orlik with the rebound gives it to Theodore. He's happy to set up his teammates. He doesn't have to be the guy that scores. And the drive, hands it off to Muric. And Muric took the contact, missed it. Vidmar forces it back outside. Now Theodore, again, short. Vidmar gets it back. Almost took steps there.
Been a struggle from the field in the early stages, hasn't it? Just need a good, clean look here.
Muric, and again, and Nick Kaner-Medley flies in for the rebound. Zach Wright. And Zach Wright takes it all the way. Theodore thinking he might get a charge called on Wright, but referees allowed them to play on.
Banvit might need a timeout here just to settle themselves. 1 of 8 they are from the field. Not really getting the looks they would want, or not really from the guys either.
Now Orlik, this is his shot. He's open. It's good. It's a 3.
Well, we said they haven't got the guys they want the looks. That's a guy you can get any look, and it's a good one for Orlik.
Now Schuler sees some daylight, drives in, and draws the foul from Theodore.
Heavy play from the guards of Monaco. We said they're the scoring threat. 2 possessions in a row. They put the ball on the floor, got into the lane.
Theodore tries to reach in to get that steal, but he picks up the foul. And that is his first personal. I think Banvit are okay right now. But certainly it's been a turgid start offensively for them.
It was the 3 from Orlik is the only reason, really. They'd missed that one. Now you're looking at a 10-3 game, and it starts to get away from you a little, but that was an important shot, and I think it's just giving them a bit more time just to settle. As I said, I just don't think they've got their key guys good looks, whether that's the defense of Monaco, which we know is really good, or just the early stages of the game. We're only 5.5 minutes in, a long way to go yet.
I'll tell you what, Lloyd, I'm looking over at the bench right there at Monaco, and I'm looking at some very good players that haven't even checked into the game yet. Gladier, C, the captain, Brandon Davies, D. Bost. And you just wonder about this physical defense of Monaco, if it's just going to be the decisive factor. 11-6. Theodore finds Gasper Vidmar, and he is hacked down low, and that clearly is part of the strategy. If Vidmar don't give away the open look.
But this substitution changes the dynamic, though, because what Banvit have done is brought the 2 big guys high, and so the rolling man from Vidmar was collected by Abudu, who's a bigger player. If he wasn't out of position there, he could have challenged the shot. Now, you know, the substitution with Ouattara coming on, he can't challenge Vidmar rolling to the basket in the same way. So it'll be interesting to see how defensively they'll change now.
And how long will Vidmar stay out there before he takes a seat?
I mean, they've got good backup with Kulik as well.
Well, Theodore explodes down the lane. Haynes misses the shot. Fofana with the rebound. Zach Wright looks up. Gets it back to Schuler. Same spot. Same result. Another three-pointer. And Monaco have opened up an 8-point advantage. Timeout, Banvit.
I think Schuler, back-to-back threes pretty much, and he didn't even play in the quarterfinals to get in there. As you said, a lot still to come in off the bench.
Here's another look at it. Schuler well behind the three-point arc as well. A good meter. A little bit more than a meter. And then Schuler.
He's an interesting one, Schuler, because he's hot or cold a lot of the time. You know, he didn't average double figures. He did average 15 a game in the round of 16 playoff series. Their win over Ike. He didn't play in the quarterfinals, as you said. So, you know, but when he gets going, he can light it up with the best of them.
Boys, look at the struggles shooting for Banvit. That one Orlik three-pointer and also the basket in the lane by Vidmar. It's been the only thing to fall for Filipowski's team.
I think they'll go to their bench, change it a little now with some substitutions. But it's interesting, we said Banvit come in, one of the best offensive teams in this competition, just not going for them so far. The positive, perhaps, they have 3 offensive rebounds. So if they aren't shooting well, what would you say to your team? Try and get on the glass, you know, rebound the ball offensively. See if you can get us some cheap points through offensive rebounds, or at least extra possessions as well.
Well, I like, as we get ready to start up, you'll notice that Furkan Korkmaz has checked into the game, the Turkey International. Already been drafted in the NBA by Philadelphia. And you wonder if he's going to be taking the trip across the Atlantic eventually. Certainly on the evidence of his play, he's only getting better and better. And now the illegal screen, the moving screen by Vidmar. So you don't like coming out of a timeout and committing an offensive foul.
Absolutely not. Possession so cheaply back to the other team. Could get to a 10-point lead now.
So a little bit of adversity here for this Banvit team that's faced a lot of it all season long. They need to get a spark from somebody. Meanwhile, Zach Wright has it. Shot clock winding down. He's going to have to launch it. A very difficult shot. And very poor offensive set, but they get away with it with a long rebound. Watara inside the Nick Kaner medley. Alley-oop pass. Fofana decides to catch it and pass it back. And Nick Kaner medley off the back of the rim. Korkmaz. And Wright. And that is where Monaco are committing a lot of fouls. How many times already has Vidmar been fouled? At least 5. No, 4 times.
The last time these two teams played, game day 12 of the regular season, it was a bit of a foul fest then as well. 50 fouls called as Banvit went 16 for 24, Monaco 20 for 27 from the line. So physical game last time, physical game, a lot of fouls this time as well in the early stages.
Theodore to Vidmar again, and Vidmar this time just dribbles it off of his right leg. He's claiming that he was hit, but watch. Certainly Fofana comes from behind, watch. And I think ordinarily you might get a foul call there.
This is arguably one of the strongest offensive lineups now for Monaco. Cladir in, DeBost is in, Brandon Davis is in, Amari C is on as well.
Well, Bost isn't going to hesitate. He's going to hit the jump shot. His play just seems to have gotten better deeper into the season for Monaco.
Yeah, 6 of his last 7. He scored double figures in the Basketball Champions League now.
He is confident now. Korkmaz drives in, and the ball knocked off the rim. Cladir up ahead to Watara, and the dunk master puts it up and in. And Monaco right now are threatening to blow this thing wide open.
Yeah, absolutely. Long time to go in this game, but more and more, Monaco just stretching it out. This is the only thing perhaps that can get Banvit back into the game, or at least going offensively. Only 6 points in 8 minutes here. If they can get to the line, make free throws, just kind of chip away at this lead.
I think you're right. I think they just need something positive to happen. And Orlik is a player that you would want at the free throw line.
Basketball is a game of momentum. It doesn't take a lot to change it. You know, with the players that Banvit had, Jordan Theodore comes out, hits some shots. Orlik gets going. It's a completely different game, but they need something to spark them. They need something to get them going here.
Well, Orlik 6'2", so he cuts that deficit back down to 10 points. We're at the Final Four of the Basketball Champions League. It's the first season of this really, really good competition. It's been well received by everybody. And now have another foul called out on the perimeter, I believe. Is it on Theodore?
Chappelle just ran through the screen. Trying to get back to his man, mowed down Brandon Davies.
Pass to Davies. He has the reputation as a big man that can hit the three. And Brandon Davies drills it.
Well, he stepped up in the quarterfinals, averaged 15 a game over that period, over that game, that 2-game leg against Sassari.
They made the team of the quarterfinals in this Basketball Champions League. One of the top 5 players. Now Theodore takes the three and hits it. And I'll tell you what, all I can say is it's about time.
Well, it's the breakdown defensively. That time by Davis is usually a great defender. And sometimes that's all it needs. That one breakdown gets Theodore going.
Bost drives in, puts it up. And now Theodore has it. And then Theodore bumped over on the sidelines. I remember you actually did the play-by-play on the Evan Basket's Oldenburg game, the first leg against Banvit. And Banvit were in real trouble in that first leg. And then Theodore was playing nowhere near his best. In the fourth quarter, he just took over the game. Yeah. And that was really what won them that tie.
Oh, absolutely. They were down. And he came back into the game after being out for a bit of time. And you could literally see the game face was on. It just took over.
Lloyd, have you ever seen a referee stop a player and tell him that his foot was on the free throw line?
No.
That is the first time. That is unbelievable. Wouldn't they normally let him shoot it and then he's disallowed?
Yeah, I would have thought so. It was definitely his foot was on the line. That's what he's telling. Maybe there's something different.
We'll have to ask him after the game.
Yeah,
but if Theodore doesn't win, he's not going to be in a talkative mood.
No, well, he unsettled him for the first free throw as well. He got into the routine, had to start over, but that's 4 points now in a row for Theodore. They're still in touching distance inside this final minute.
Yep, they're okay, and this is where Korkmaz excels. His length, his quick hands on defense, and forces a turnover. Kulik over to Tolga Getchum, who's checked into the game, given some minutes. Now Theodore goes to work, shot clock winding down, and draws the foul. And that'll be 2 shots.
Second foul on Bost as well. So we said what an impact he can have coming in off the bench, but if he's in foul trouble, he's not going to be on the floor, which I think is big for Monaco.
See Mitrovic saying, let's call it the same way on both ends of the floor. Well, Jordan Theodore, it's been a relatively quiet start for him, but he's just kind of like, it's almost as if his alarm bell has gone off in the morning. It's time to get up, time to go to work.
And this is what he does. When his team needs him, you know, he provides for others, but he is able to step up on the big occasion or on crucial periods. and we talked about for Banvit as well, you know, they haven't done well offensively. They've only got 3 field goals, but now they've made 6 of their 14 points from the free throw line.
So the ball's now exposed to the basket, and Kulig knocked it off the rim, but they're going to say it was actually on the way down. He's saying it was on the rim. Well, 9-point advantage again. I have to say, that's a tough rule to get used to if you come from America. It's not allowed. Knocking it off the rim. Now Theodore, guarded by Abudu, gets it over to Kulig. He can hit the 3, misses. And Gladier unable to rebound it. So 1.5 seconds remain.
Plenty of time on an end line out of bounds. Even get a dribble in here before they shoot it as well.
That was the hustle. And they get it to Korkmaz. Oh. That was a long 1.5 seconds. And I was surprised he actually waited. He misses Korkmaz, nevertheless, into the first quarter. Well, I suppose AS Monaco will take the 9-point advantage.
Really worked for them. Vidmar has struggled a little to get clean looks. And then coming in, Theodore, 1 of 4. Nobody else really has kind of taken anything or done anything really. Eden Muric just is 0 of 3 from the field. So who's going to step up and make shots? That's the difference.
I think if you're going to go somewhere, it has to be Korkmaz. He can create. And perhaps if they can kind of get something from their own defense and get him going in transition.
Yeah, you know, but Korkmaz is a guy who struggled mightily in the quarterfinals. 5 of 16 across the 2 games. He was minus on the plus-minus in both of those games. Something that rarely happens for him. So, you know, Banvit got work to do. No doubt about it, but they've been in this position before. We said, you know, the games throughout this season, especially in the playoffs, they've been down, they've come back. They're a veteran team, a lot of heavy players that will be in no panic at a 9-point advantage for Monaco.
No, exactly. And a long way to go in this one. So second quarter action underway here in Tenerife, the Basketball Champions League Final 4, and another foul has been called. And that was on Korkmaz, and they get the ball inside to Davies, and he missed it. I don't know if Kulig put him off. And then Amada C, the captain, fouls Theodore just as he crosses midcourt.
12 seconds in, first foul already against Monaco. They've used them to try and slow down Banvit, which has worked now. Will it come back to haunt them later on? We don't know yet.
Yeah, I suppose they'd rather C picked up that foul as opposed to Wright. Korkmaz. And loses control of it. And then Theodore picks up his second foul. And I don't think that's a good foul to give away for Theodore.
No.
It's already there.
It's a disappointing play around for Banvit. They had the advantage on the roll. Korkmaz couldn't get the pass there, so tried to penetrate and lost it. It should have been, you know, they should have executed. They should have got 2 points there. They end up giving a foul against the key guy to stop the transition.
Ouattara takes too many Euro steps there. Is this a point in the game, really, if you're Monaco, as you look at this replay, where they're on top and they need to really open up a lead? Well, their defense really is just making plays, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Davies inside, puts it up, and he misses another one. Orlek is fouled by Sergei Gladier. Sergei Gladier was the MVP of the Leaders' Cup. Played for Ukraine at the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2014. Already been drafted in the NBA as well several years ago. Has decided to stay in Europe. And the ball inbounded to Korkmaz. I still think that Korkmaz is a player that can get something working for them, taking people off the dribble. Here's Orlek. They're trying to post up right, down low, and they get it to Orlek against right. And then a little bit of help from Davies, and a difficult shot attempted by Orlek.
Great defensive rotation from Monaco. Helped across on the mismatch, but also dropped on the weak-hand side of the floor. No open look.
Gladier, good boy. I tell you what, that is the favorite spot on the floor for Monaco. They've had 3 3-pointers fall from that spot. 2 from Schuler, and now from the sharpshooter Gladier.
4 or 5 they are.
Pump fake from Korkmaz, puts it up and hits the 3.
Said right, pre-game, 3-point shooting will be key in this one. We're going to shoot it well from the outside. Banvit really need to. Rare opportunity. Korkmaz, will that get him going?
Well, you know, with Gladier and with Schuler, those are 2 guys that can really light it up. So if you're Banvit, you can't let those guys have looks. Right, and he was on line, but well short. Now Getchim, young Turkey international, over to Theodore. Oh, he just went right past his man and draws the foul. Unsportsmanlike on Brandon Davies.
I think that's probably a combination of how Monaco have fouled every time there's an opportunity for Banvit to score. But you can sense it already, can't you? That just the momentum, the way when Banvit get the ball, all of a sudden they got some confidence.
Well, what happened is he did not even attempt to block the shot. He kind of his twisting motion, but
it's a tough call without a doubt. But like you said, he made no attempt with his arms. He turned his back into him.
Well, Theodore is heating up, folks. I know he's gotten under the skin of some of his opponents in the Turkish league because he just doesn't back down from anybody. And right now, he's trying to put Banvit on his back and bring him back.
It's all from the line, isn't it? 5 of 6 now. He is. He's only got 8 points.
And now Mitrovic, a little bit ticked off because he knows his team has been up by as many as double digits, but they haven't been able to really stamp their authority on the game. And Banvit starting to find their way back in. Now Theodore takes the contact. Kulik couldn't corral it. I think Kulik's got to make that catch. And now Davies, another foul, a bump on Theodore. And Brandon Davies is going to have a seat. Watch this. Well, he planted his feet.
He come forward at the right shoulder. And that's all the official saw. You know, there wasn't a lot of contact, but he did move the right shoulder, and then because Theodore went down, the referee felt he had to call it. So Theodore out. Oh no, he moved to the 2, let Korkmaz handle it.
Now Banvit starting to feel it. And a little bit of a mismatch. And Kulik catches it, goes down low and misses the shot. He's got to finish that. And then another unsportsmanlike, this time it's called on Getchim.
It's just a silly play from Getchim.
That's a horse collar.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, we said about the rotation on the help of the bigger players that time. Ouattara and Wright, 2 small guards in and around the basket, and Kulik failed to finish. They're plays you have to take. You've got the mismatch. You secured the possession under the basket. You know, you need to finish the easy shot.
Yeah, right now, Kulik's got to rise to the occasion with Gasper Vidmar out. Second shot is good. Damian Kulik's a good player, but he's, I'm not sure from a physicality standpoint. He's very different to Vidmar.
Kulik's got better range, though. He spaces the floor really well.
He's got a jump shot.
Yeah.
He can hit the 3. Quick pass inside, and that was right, and the ball was knocked away. I thought it was going down, and then Theodore almost lost it, gets it back, drives in, hands it off, and Getchim puts it up off the glass and in. And
Monaco was still worrying about the other end of the floor. Kulik for the second time knocks it away when it's on the ring. This time, referee lets it go.
now Schuler from his side of the court. This time he misses, and Abudu, I think, comes from behind and fouls Getchim. Or is it Yes, it is. I know it's Watra, excuse me. So the fouls continue to accumulate.
It was so interesting. Now Banvit have got some momentum. The three-point shot from Shula, exactly the same place he's already made two. The difference is on that, he'd come off movement, a couple of passes. Everybody knew he was going to be shooting. They'd be in position to rebound. This time he just gets it and he went searching for it. Took a quick one, no one in position to rebound. Banvit, secure possession, come down. Now just chipping away, aren't they? What a second quarter this has been. 7, now 8-4 for them in this period.
And Tolga gets them both the fall. And really the reserves are getting the job done here for Banvit as well. Now see, oh boy, that was ugly. Nick Kaner-Medley rebounds it. Zachariah. Kaner-Medley on the baseline. And Kulig, another rebound.
This is a really small lineup for Monaco now. And without a 5, they've got no rim protection at all.
Now Korkmaz, he likes this matchup. He's going to go to work. Steps back for the 3. It was short. And the quick pass to Kaner-Medley, and he's got a 3-point play opportunity.
Great finish, Kaner-Medley. So it's interesting. Kaner-Medley and now Amari see the 4 and the 5 essentially for Monaco. Means they can switch the pick and roll defensively. They're good on the perimeter, which is why probably wasn't the best option from Korkmaz here. But then the rolling man, so Orelek or Kulig, they'll have a smaller man on them. Can Banvit finish on the inside? The question is, do you bring Kasper Vidmar in as well as that sort of post scorer when there's no 5 out there for Monaco?
Yeah, we haven't talked much about Kaner-Medley, but he's possible, he can heat up as well.
Yeah.
If he gets it going. Now the pass to Kulig, and he was fouled before the shot, I think.
That'll be 2 shots. Surely, yeah. Good block.
It's the 5 team fouls on Banvit. Watch this. So the fouls continue to accumulate. All for Monaco. And it's a 7-point lead. I suppose in a way they've kind of stabilized things. It was starting to look a little iffy for Monaco. But that 3-point play from Kaner-Medley was huge.
Yeah, I think for them, it's still dangerous time because they played so well in that first quarter. The question is, could they play better? Banvit just couldn't get going offensively. Banvit will start to get some shots to fall. And Monaco really had the lead. They played so well. And now Kulik's at the line. It's a chance to be a 5-point game. Monaco have got foul problems. If you look down the list for them, Davis has 2, he's had to go out. Bost has 2, he has to go out. Abudu has 2, he has to go out. So a lot of question marks for them.
You can see Banvit, talking about the free throws, they're still just 5 of 19 from the floor.
And that's the thing, but for Monaco, you're saying, you're down 1 on rebounding, you're so far ahead in field goals, and yet really, do you have control of this game? No.
Now, you really don't feel like that's the case. Well, it's going to be Schuler, Watara, and Zachariah and Kaner-Medley still in the game for Monaco. Kulig is at the line. Sorry, it was the foul on the shot. In fact, they've still only got 14 fouls. Oh, sorry, Monaco have 5.
And so he was in the act of shooting, though. I think he'd picked the ball up when he took the contact.
Orlick still relatively quiet. Could be something more to come from him. Edu Muric hasn't come back into the game yet. So he's getting a good long break. Good reach there from Chappelle, almost forcing the turnover.
Shot clock's low though, didn't reset.
Did they actually get that across midcourt?
Yeah.
And the foul. Boy, that's a tough foul to give away if you're Chappelle. The guy, the Monaco player, attempting a tough shot. Watch this. Just kind of reached in.
Yeah, it's a good play from Schuler. Said the shot clock was low. He had about 8 seconds. Went early. Chappelle doesn't like it, but there was contact on the arm. I think that, with his arm on the body of Schuler, I think it's a good call. And now, first time we'll see this 3-guard lineup for Monaco. Wright, Bost, and Schuler all together. Ladir might come in a second as well, but that's the scoring prowess of the backcourt. But all three of them aren't the biggest. They can't guard the low post. Can Damian Kulik get a switch and get post-ups now?
Boy, how big has Schuler been tonight offensively? He has really been a big plus, as you would expect. But, the fact that he's coming off that injury, we didn't really know what to expect. So he takes it back to a 7-point advantage. Theodore hands it off to Chappelle. Kulik again. He goes to work, and this time C wins the battle. Now Bost drives in, takes the contact, and another and one for Monaco.
Bost has 6 points in less than 3 minutes.
Boy, he is explosive.
Yeah.
He is playing with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he's now 3 for 4 from the field, I believe, 6 points. Yeah, but he's got 2 fouls. I mean, he's stuffing the stat sheet in this time that he has been out there.
Kulik takes a seat, and the captain, El Capitan, Vidmar, back out there. And Vidmar actually has three points and just 3 points on one foul. 8 points for Theodore leads the scoring. Schuler has 10 at this point, which is a game high. And now the pass almost intercepted. And what a play from Vidmar. Boy, that is a huge sequence because it looked like Schuler had almost come up with a steal. Vidmar was able to get the ball and go up in the same motion. Look at this. And Fofana picks up the foul.
Schuler, you see the reaction. He said, I had it, and he did. Great rotation. He should have stolen it. He just couldn't come up with the ball.
And Vidmar
just rubs some salt in the wounds, doesn't it, when he makes a free throw as well.
So he makes the free throws, back to a 6-point game, and Banvit have to be feeling like they're not playing well, but they're right there. Schuler bounce pass to Fofana, and Vidmar just takes it right away. Now Theodore, and Fofana may have gotten away with another foul. Theodore over to Chappelle, hands it off to Vidmar, and Vidmar ran the court well and cut that deficit down to just 4 points.
They can space the floor around Vidmar. And he gets a look. He doesn't miss many shots.
Now Schuler takes the bump from Korkmaz. Well, they're really putting pressure on that Banvit defense when they drive to the basket. Look at this. And that's a good call. It was clear, not only a little bit of body contact, but the reach. And this was at the other end with Vidmar hustling down the court.
Yeah, I don't think this is great defense from Korkmaz at all. Body-wise, he was kind of in position well,
yeah, exactly.
But then tried to reach, used too much hands. That's something you've got to learn not to do. Knowing when to foul is so important. If he hadn't have fouled Jamal Schuler here, Schuler's given up size to Korkmaz. He would have had to finish over him. Very difficult indeed. Instead, 2 free throws, and for a guy like Schuler, that's 2 points now, the way he's playing in this one.
Schuler continues to pour in the points. He's got 12. Leads all scorers. And Zach Wright checks out. Gladier and Davies back into the game. Walter out. Now Korkmaz. Orlik over to Theodore. Orlik now looks to post up. Splits the defense, and Vidmar there. Boy, where would they be without Gasper Vidmar? But this time wasn't able to put it back in. Bost explodes to the other end, but loses it out of bounds. Boy, I'll tell you what, I didn't realize it, but he might just be the fastest man out there.
Yeah, he's quick. He can explode.
That's like he was shot out of a gun. He just lost the ball.
I mean, you kind of underestimate how good he's been, really, because he comes off the bench for Monaco sometimes. I said earlier, he scored double figures in 6 of his last 7. He's their leading scorer despite coming off the bench. And this is a guy who was the Polish League Finals MVP in 2016.
Yeah, maybe a little bit underrated. Oh, the alley-oop pass! And Vidmar just kind of lays it up instead of dunking it. There's Theodore once again, always involved in the positives. Something good happens, he's usually involved. And now another foul called against Banvit.
His court commands his third, so this is again why that cheap one he gave up is so important. He said he was fouled here. The only reason he's frustrated is because he knows he's going to have to go out now. And they're just getting that momentum, getting into the game. They've cut it to 4. He has to go out.
Well, the benefit, even though you don't want to see Korkmaz leave, is you do have a good player in Muric who probably has been the big loser in terms of minutes with Korkmaz joining Banvit. I think he's a Slovene international. He's a good player.
Yeah, I think he has to step up as well, though.
But he's got the capacity to stand up.
Yeah.
He just hasn't really this season.
I mean, yeah, at the start of this year, he had some double-figure games, but 10 points over his last 5 games. 2 points a game, 0 for 3 already here. You know, he's got to step up.
I liked him when he played at Eurobasket 2013. Here's Theodore, short jump shot, and Davies brings it down now quickly to Bost. Over to Gladiator, he's open, it's that spot on the court, and this time he was short. Chappelle over to Theodore. And just harassed Schuler almost, forcing the turnover. Now Theodore just inside the line, and he just continues to lead his team, doesn't he?
It's a good play from Theodore. Monaco again, closed up around him. You thought they were going to take it away. But that space arrived, and Theodore punishes him to get to double figures now.
Well, Gladiator drives in, puts it up, and takes it back to a 5-point advantage. Sasho Filipowski decides to call a timeout. He didn't like his defense on that trip down the floor. Watch this. Who is he upset with here?
It was Gasper Vidmar. He had his back turned. He was the man supposed to be helping. Vidmar walked to the bench in a timeout with his hand above his head to say sorry. He knows it was his breakdown.
Yeah, but also he blew right past Muric.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen. See if we can hear what Zvezdan Mitrovic says as you look at the game leaders for Monaco.
When you talk about kick, Brando, kick, roll, kick, stretch, pace,
Lloyd, you see the scores there. Bost was 7, Gladiator was 6. They haven't really been played as much. And for Monaco,
let's go far side. Far side.
Filipowski, he's in full game mode, isn't he? What's he trying to do there?
I think he's just drawing up the next play for them offensively, try and get a high-quality shot. They've started to get some momentum going. You know, that high pick-and-roll action I talked about, they had it taken away by Monaco in the way they played defense in the first quarter. But they've worn him down a bit. That Vidmar coming back into the game, and he's played much better since his return has helped as well. So they'll have drawn up this particular offense and see what Sasha Filipowski has drawn up.
Difficult to get a real, both teams have a little bit of foul trouble. I think the loss of Korkmaz hurts. But Banvit seemed to be in the ascendancy, and it's Theodore drives down and scores with a left-handed layup.
I don't think that's the play that was drawn up, but that's why Jordan Theodore is so good. Comes down, the defense doesn't guard the way it's supposed to. Easy layup for him.
Well, they're just within 3 points, boy. What? There's Wright. Takes the bounce pass, loses it, but great catch there from Watara. At the right place at the right time.
Pass or lost it?
Fumble.
Oh.
The basketball gods smiling on Monaco on that one, perhaps. But they were putting pressure on the Banvit D. Good things happen when you put the ball on the deck sometimes. Theodore, the long jumper.
Hasn't been going from 3, has he, Theodore?
Run from Kaner Medley. Bounce pass. What a play from Monaco. They got out and ran. And you can see that's their game. And that's with T-Boss off the court. But Kaner Medley, he does get up the floor pretty well. Theodore left open. And Banvit starting to unravel here at the end of the first half. And nice flying move there from Ouattara. And all of a sudden the lead has ballooned to 9. Boy, they have been punished after their missed shots the last couple of times. Half Banvit. So the final 10 seconds here. Theodore looks at the defense, sizes it up, and he is fouled by Brandon Davies. That'll be 3. So free throws for Jordan Theodore. Still be a little bit of time for Monaco. And Brandon Davies, so he picks up his 3rd. So he's the only player with 3 fouls for Monaco, but they have a lot of players on 2 fouls.
Monaco are very aggressive offensively, and they've got to adjust it. You know, Davis is complaining on that call. I don't see how he can. Why he's trying to pull Jordan Theodore back when there's 3 seconds to go and he's already on 2 fouls. He's got to be a bit smarter than that. Monaco have got to understand referees have been calling things close. So don't give the referees an opportunity to call it,
And not just that, I mean, you pick up your 3rd foul, you put the other guy on the line for 2 free throws. It's just a lose-lose situation. Well, I say it's lose-lose, but Theodore misses the first free throw. Doesn't he know if he's going to miss one of them, it needs to be the second? But instead, Banvit have kind of lost their way here at the end of the second quarter. And Theodore makes 1 of 2. And now time, substitution rather. And Monaco is going to call timeout. So with 3.88 seconds, that's plenty of time to get something. And with an 8-point deficit for Banvit, they have to be perhaps questioning themselves a little bit with their execution here at the end of the second quarter offensively.
Well, turnovers or quick shots that have missed. 6-0 run going the other way. Almost all 6 of those points in transition for Monaco. So real easy, real quick spurt. And at this stage of the game, you know, it just gives momentum to Monaco. You think it was a 3-point game. We were talking about how Banvit had got back into it, how they were feeling confident now. Monaco have the advantage once more, I think.
Good free throw shooting, really, from both teams. Well, these 2 teams were standouts, really, during the regular season. Clearly the best 2 teams in their regular season group, and here they are in the Final 4. And I think a lot of people would have perhaps picked Banvit to win this game, the way things have been going for them, but Monaco are tough. So Bost gets it to right, he gets it back, he's going to launch it, no, he loses it. Oh, and he gets it off in time. Oh, he almost makes it. Well, T-Boss talking to the referee to say he got a little bit of an elbow. But nevertheless, I wonder if that would have counted. I wasn't sure if he got it off in time. But as it is, Monaco go to halftime leading it by 8 over Banvit in the first semifinal of the Basketball Champions League. Lloyd, as we look at these statistics, you know, over 50%, 52% for Monaco inside the arc and 40% from the arc. You know, they're doing pretty much what they want offensively. And they're also doing a good job on the boards.
I mean, great first half from Monaco. 45 points for them. We said in the 2 games against Banvit this season, They only scored 65 in each of them. So they haven't scored freely against Banvit coming in. They've made adjustments, and it's interesting the way you look at it. You know, Monaco are a team top of Pro A. They come into this one 7-game win streak in France. Banvit come in this one 5th place in Turkey, having
four. And right now his team trails by 8 points. Jordan Theodore doing all he can. He's got 13 points. Gasper Vidmar, the captain, with 10. But a lot of problems for Banvit. Korkmaz has 3 fouls, hasn't really gotten it going. And meanwhile, Monaco not only getting the job done defensively, but also clicking, turning on all cylinders offensively. And they've been able to run a little bit as well at the end of the first half to show everybody why, you know, everybody says this is the most athletic team in the Final Four. Plenty of time, but you have to think that with Banvit, Lloyd, if it's gonna happen, it really needs to happen right after we start things here in the third quarter.
yeah, just not necessarily because of the score. We're only talking, you know, a manageable total of 8 points. It's more the way they've played hasn't been good enough to win a game against Monaco. You know, offensively they haven't scored well enough. They haven't been comfortable enough to make you think that they can take this game. So it's more just getting that right, really. There was a period in the second quarter where they did, and I think if they can make those adjustments, they're fine. They're comfortable here in terms of being able to come back and get a victory.
Well, they were right there. They trailed by just 3 points, but again, things just kind of got away from them right there late in the second quarter. And it was Monaco looking to run at every opportunity. And if you take quick shots, you take bad shots, you're going to trigger fast breaks. Well, hello everybody. If you're joining us at halftime here at the Basketball Champions League Final Four in Tenerife. It's the first game. It's Monaco, the French league leaders, leading Banvit from Turkey 45-37. And this is, I think you'd have to say, it's a battle of European heavyweights. Monaco have already won the French Leaders Cup trophy. They lead the French league, as I said. Banvit, they're 4th in Turkey. And they have also won the Turkish Cup this season. And the winner of this game will go on to face the winner of the next game, Umanaraya Venezia, or the hosts of the Basketball Champions League Final Four, Iberostar Tenerife. Now, Banvit, it could be worse. They were outscored by 9 points in the first quarter. They trailed. In fact, they trailed by as many as 13. That was their biggest lead, Monaco. So from that standpoint, perhaps Banvit feels, you know, like they're in striking distance, but they'll also have to be frustrated because they cut the deficit there late in the first half to just 3 points. They had all the momentum, things were going their way, and then just perhaps a little bit of poor execution offensively on a couple of possessions just kind of allowed Monaco to regain the momentum. Leading the way for Monaco, Jamal Schuler with 12 points. Schuler has been on fire, 2 of 3 from three-point range, and also 7 points for Nick Kaner Medley. 6 points apiece for D. Bost. D. Bost has only played 5.5 minutes, as you've noted, but he's been excellent. You know, he's been limited because of some early fouls that he picked up. Zach Wright has the 5 points, the 5 assists, the 4 rebounds. So he's had himself a whale of a first quarter. And Yakuba Ouattara has 4 points. And for Banvit, well, once again, Jordan Theodore showed no surprise there with 13 points, 4 assists, but he's only made 1 of 5 shots from three-point range. 10 points for Gasper Vidmar, who did sit down for a stretch after picking up a foul or 2, and Gediminas Orlek has 5 points. The problem is in that spot, that small forward spot with Edu Muric and Furkan Korkmaz, they have combined for just 3 points. 3 points from Korkmaz, and Korkmaz, the Young Turkey international, has 3 fouls.
Well, I think the thing to look at as well, you know, two players from Banvit have scored more than 1 field goal. So that's Gasper Vidmar and Jordan Theodore. On the other side, Monaco have 7 players that scored more than two field goals or more. So it shows you the spread of scoring that they've got, shows you the way that they've been able to score freely, and it hasn't been that way from Banvit. Now, some of it, as we repeatedly talked about, the use of fouls by Monaco has been very good, slowing down Banvit, making it difficult for them to get their rhythm offensively. So they've controlled the game. And the question is, have they done it at the detriment to their second half performance by the foul trouble coming back to hurt them? Or, have they done enough to take the momentum, that rhythm of offense away from Banvit?
Well, if we talk about foul trouble, Brandon Davies, he's got 3 fouls. He's the only one really with 3, but D. Bost, Amarasi, Abudu, and Fofana, as well as Ouattara, all of them have 2 fouls. And perhaps on the evidence that we've seen, the player that they would not want to lose would be D. Bost.
Yeah, I mean, D. Bost, as said, he's a lightning bolt. He's so quick in transition, but he makes things happen so quickly as well. Comes in, barely seen the floor. He's got to the line. He's got to the basket. He's created for others. Defensively, he's been really active as well. So he's just such a presence for Monaco.
Well, Lloyd, it's been a fun, I think the only way I can describe it, it's been a fun basketball Champions League. A first season, we've watched a lot of games, and we've seen a lot of thrillers. We've seen some incredible plays. We've seen some implosions perhaps at times, but we've also seen some teams just kind of snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. We've seen incredible performances really from Jordan Theodore all season long. Probably I would say, has the inside track to the MVP of the season. But it was a league that was created a couple of qualifying rounds and started back in September. And also, you had 5, after you got to the regular season, you had 5 8-team groups. And it just really did. It was a very fun regular season that we've been able to watch. Whether it's from live streaming, the fans have been able to keep up with it, looking at Twitter with all the videos or whatever. So they've really made a tremendous effort to give this league a great first season, and it's culminating here with this Final Four in Tenerife. And what a great place this is.
I mean, don't say it's finished. We still got a long way to go yet.
Absolutely.
Another game here. The finish of this one and the final third or fourth playoff to come as well. So, you're absolutely right, Jeff. Fantastic first league of the Basketball Champions League. And we'll be heading into a bit more and another season onwards and upwards as well.
Well, I think it's a big selling point for a club if they can tell a player that comes, hey, listen, we're going to be playing in the Basketball Champions League. Because one of the comments that's been made from a lot of the players that we've spoken to is they're like, you know what, we want to play games. We want to play games. We like to play during, on the weekends, but we also like to play during the week. And we also like to go to places where we've never been before. So if you just stay in one country all the time, you know, the spice of life is actually getting on the road. And it's interesting, in this competition, we've got two teams probably that have logged the most miles of anybody in Iberostar Tenerife, as well as Banvit, purely because of geography. Iberostar Tenerife, the southernmost team in the competition, out in the Atlantic Ocean. We're off the coast of Morocco, pretty far, you know, in the Canary Islands. And then you've got Banvit, which is on the Sea of Marmara in Turkey. They have to take a ferry every time they want to play a away game. They get on a ferry, about 2.5 hours. Then they'll catch a flight and they'll go somewhere else. Sometimes they'll take a bus after that. Iberostar Tenerife, whenever they want to go somewhere, they have to fly to Madrid or Barcelona, and then from there they catch another flight to go somewhere else. So a lot of coffee has been drunk in airports. Jordan Theodore with 13 points. What has he got to do? What do Banvit have to do to turn this thing around? They trail 45-37 to AS Monaco, the French league leaders. We are in Tenerife, the Canary Island, off the coast of southern Morocco, out in the Atlantic Ocean. And folks, I'd be lying to you if I told you this wasn't the place to be. This is a very nice place to visit, a great place to have a Final Four. The weather's nice, the food is good, the basketball, and look, and the babies, they even fall asleep. What more could a parent, a basketball fan, want to have? But they're getting to watch. There's Sergio Scariolo, the Spain national team coach, here to check in and watch potential opponents as well as potential players in his team. We'll be seeing Iberostar Tenerife later tonight. I wonder if we might have anybody in his team from that unit. Iberostar Tenerife, by the way, as you look at the fans coming from the Principality, Iberostar Tenerife have had quite a season in Spain. They've been the league leaders for a lot of this season. They've actually slipped a bit of late, down to 5th place. But they're right in the thick of the playoff hunt. And also Monterrey Venezia, what a story they are. We'll be watching them later tonight against Iberostar. They're second in Italy. So if you're AS Monaco, you have to like your position right now, up by 8 points. Okay, you led by as many as 13. Banvit made a run. They got it back to 3. Kind of chipped away, actually, not so much a run. And Monaco were able to open up that lead back up to 8 points right at the end of the first half.
I think both coaches will be able to spin it with a positive vibe. Banvit know they haven't played well. Offensively, they'll feel like they've got a lot to give, but they're in the game. For Monaco, they started out so well. Banvit have come back at them, but then they've responded and stretched it out again to a comfortable lead right now at this point. So there's a long way to go. There's a lot of basketball to be played, a lot of twists and turns. Yeah, I don't think any team has really established or taken hold of a firm grip on the game. So both coaches will be happy at elements and also know there's things they've got to do to get better.
Well, Theodore, Banvit leads all scorers right now with 13 points. Gasper Vidmar has 10 points, if you're just joining us. And for those Monaco fans, they'll be cheering on Jamal Schuler, who has 12 points. The only player in double digits for Monaco. Certainly a lot of candidates to step up. There's one of them right there, Jeremy Chappelle for Banvit. But you just kind of get the feeling that their hopes really rest on, they all go through Theodore, whether he's distributing, whether he's making shots. And Sasho Filipovsky keeping his fingers crossed. There's Mitrovic, hand on the forehead. And the second half is underway. Orelek hands it off to Edo Muric. And he hands it off to Vidmar. And Vidmar is fouled as he goes up for the dunk.
Great execution from Banvit on the first possession. Muric turned the corner off the handoff with Orelek. His threat of pick and pop meant the defense couldn't help too much. There you see, has to stay at home, and Muric did the right thing, drew the defense and then pass down to Vidmar. Vidmar now needs to make the free throws.
Now, Vidmar was appealing for an unsportsmanlike, and you could almost understand why there, because Fofana, he didn't come anywhere close to the ball, did he?
No, it's one of those plays. I mean, Fofana, he knows he's not got any chance of getting the ball. He's just ready to sacrifice a foul, try and put, especially because it's Gasper Vidmar, he knows, well, we'll foul Vidmar because he shoots under 50% from the line, so chances are he's not going to make 2 for 2, and we've saved the point.
Now, he is wanting a replay of that, and I don't, what is he asking for a replay? He wants him to go look at the video monitor or something. Was it, did they not call the foul on Fofana? Well,
it was on Fofana. I'm not really sure what the complaint was.
Zach Wright down outside to Schuler, and Edo Muric put those big paws up there and brought it down. I think he hears the SOS. It's time for him to shift into a higher gear. Muric, now Theodore. He misses, and that time it was Abudu who got the rebound. Now Schuler misses badly. And just like the start of the game, both these teams are struggling a little bit offensively. Zach Wright, he turns and misses. Orlik gets it over to Muric, and the fast break opportunity wasn't there. So 18 offensive rebounds for Monaco, leading the way. Excuse me. Chappelle, and he is fouled as he gets inside. Sorry, 18 rebounds for Monaco, including 5 on the offensive glass.
Fofana's just moved to 4 fouls already.
So he will have a limited show today, it appears. He'll have to come out.
How big then is the 3rd foul from Brandon Davis at the end of that first half, remember? You know, reaching for the loose ball on the floor, just pull back Theodore. So now Fofana is still out there playing with 4, but when he goes out, really, the only replacement is Brandon Davis, who also has foul trouble, and they'll want to save him for the end of the game. Otherwise, they've got to go with that small lineup, and that's the same time when their small lineup was on the floor that Banvit got back into the game.
A positive start here for the team in green. Fofana, an alley-oop pass. I don't know if that was an alley-oop, but he certainly turned it into one and dunked it with authority.
So long, so athletic Fofana. As soon as he has the advantage off the roll, great pass to find him.
Fofana this time does a good job of getting those long arms up there and knocking it out of bounds. He wants to have some meaningful minutes tonight. Just made a couple of good plays on both ends of the floor. Look at this. But now he's going to come out and be replaced by C, who's got the size, but wouldn't say he's really a pure pivot at all.
No, it's the first time they had to go smaller lineup against Vidmar as well, who operates solely around the basket.
Theodore loses his feet and had to throw the ball up in desperation with the shot clock winding down. Well, 6 points is the deficit for Banvit. Monaco just seemed to be keeping their noses in front right now. See, a little bit out of control from the captain, but they are going to call a block.
It's a design play, because while they have the disadvantage of trying to guard Gasper Vidmar on the inside, the whole play was just designed to get everybody moving, and then Amara see the ball with Gasper Vidmar guarding him at the top. So he instantly went to the basket and drew the foul against Vidmar. So it's both teams have advantage. Who can make the most out of it on their end of the floor?
Yeah, and I was wrong. That wasn't out of control. That was a good play from Amara C. So Schuler is going to inbound it. after they get the moisture up off the court. And Zach Wright dribbles between his legs, long jump shot. Kind of a little bit of one-on-one there. Now Theodore brings it up quickly. Vidmar battling. Orlik, step back three-pointer. And that was a good strong rebound from Abudu, and he is fouled by Vidmar.
3 on Vidmar. And the problem for Banvit is Orlik takes a tough one. They're the ones to shoot when you've got your rhythm, when you've hit a couple of threes. Because he just hasn't had a clean look really all night. He's going searching for it a little bit when he probably shouldn't.
Filipovsky was having words with Orlik after that shot. C drives in, is blocked by Vidmar, and then the ball went off of C, out of bounds.
Isolated again, didn't they? That time Vidmar playing with 3 fouls, did an excellent job defensively. Look at this, no contact at all. Woo. Great play.
So good play from Vidmar. And Banvit again with a chance to chip into that lead. Cut away at it. Theodore explodes to the basket, loses control of the ball. Here it is again. Yeah, he just lost it. Zach Wright up high. Gets in the lane. Outside. Over to C. He's open the left corner, but Zach Wright rebounds it and puts it right back up. Misses. Oh, probably can't believe he missed that shot. He was right there.
A couple of good looks for Monaco. Both teams dried up here. 4-2 start to the third quarter in favor of Banvit. Morrissey had a great look from 3. Look at Wright. I mean, he won't get an easier one, will he? He'll be frustrated to miss that one.
Nick Kaner-Medley guarding Theodore. Schuler in the game on Chappelle. Now it's Wright against Orlik. And that's trying to exploit the height advantage. So he's going to come out now, and D. Boston is going to come back into the game. Wright claiming he was being hooked. But I think the referee got that one right. On Wright. Theodore hands it off to Edo Muric, but he traveled. And that's the type of play simply cannot walk with the ball.
He seems so unconfident, Edo Muric. Like you said, I mean, I've seen him play 2014 World Cup for Slovenia as well, where he looked incredible, shooting the 3, you know, stretching the floor, getting to the ring, but just right now, he just seems to not have any confidence in his offense.
How about D. Boston's confidence? Well, he was short. And now Orlik with an opportunity quickly to the running Slovenian. That's what Muric likes to do, get out of the break, hands it back to Theodore. Now he's trying to post up Gladier. Spins and fouled by Gladier. So that was good recognition from Edo Muric. A little bit better from him. Not sure that Gladier did too much wrong there. Second foul on him. Wattara in the game, gets a hand up on Chappelle. And the rebound from Vidmar. Boy, doing everything he can to keep his team in the game, but this time he gets swatted by Amana C. And then Theodore, I think, has picked up the foul. Watch this. As Steve Boss, this is the pressure that he puts on that defense by just pushing the ball up the floor quickly. So Theodore now has 3 fouls. And alarm bell starting to ring in Bandirma. Boss, his pass knocked away. That was a good job. I think it was Vidmar.
I mean, you got to give Jordan. We talked about Jordan Theodore's offense, but he's just picked up his 3rd foul. There's no movement from the bench at all. He's guarding D-Bost. They've isolated him, and no problem at all to guard it, keep it in front, no foul.
Oh, Chappelle splits the defense, hands it off, and again, Moric couldn't quite catch it. And this time kind of forces it up, and he's going to come out of the game. And that's not going to help his confidence at all.
But you just need, you've got to finish it. You know, you need Korkmaz. You need someone that can have that basket for your team.
Well, Boss takes it right at Theodore again. Defensively, Theodore doing a good job on Theodore. Oh, boy, that was close. But Gladiator says, no, I was late.
It was close, though.
The way, I mean, I was surprised by the way that Gladiator quickly accepted it. Look at this. Oh, yeah, he was definitely moving into it.
It was a smart play from Gladiator to try and get it, you know, try and get in front. He didn't get there, but...
You feel bad for Muric because he's a good player. He's had to come out for Korkmaz. Just slammed his fist on the seat beside him. He knows he can play better. And it's just not happening for him right now. Yet, Banvit trailed by just 6 points. And with that man at the line, anything is possible. He's missed a couple of free throws tonight. Still stuck on 13 points, which is what he had at halftime.
6 of 9 now. Just 3 of 10 from the field as well. So, I mean, he has played well, but it's not been his best game.
You know, it's interesting. His first pro club was in Turkey. It didn't go well. The team got relegated. And he talked about wanting to come back and let everybody know that was not the Jordan Theodore type of player they can expect. He's come out and had a great year. Now this time another foul has been called, this time Gladiator. And this is a problem. Looks like it's on Vidmar. It was indeed. So number 4 on Gasper Vidmar. And the clock tickens. He has to go to the bench. And Damian Kulik checks into the game.
Kulik can have an impact, though. You know, he's a different type of player to Gasper Vidmar, but I think that he, you know, they don't lose a lot by him coming in.
Well, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Gladiator has to launch it and missed everything. No, he did. He got the rim. Good hustle there from Ouattara to go in and grab the ball. Banvit just kind of fell asleep on the boards.
Yeah, they just assumed he was going to miss. Ouattara kept working. But a very cheap 2.
Korkmaz. He's got the foul trouble as well. Theodore pulls up at the line. Now Bost again. And boy, you got to love how quickly he gets it up the floor. Bost now inside. They tried to get it to Medley. Kaner Medley. I think Korkmaz knocked it away. Banvit, I mean, we keep saying this, but they're the type of team that can really turn it on in a quarter.
Yeah, and all it needs is one quarter, one spurt, 1 5-minute spell, and they're right back there. You know, they've got the lead.
Oh, Chappelle just took it right away from Gladiator, and then he couldn't quite control it. Back to Theodore. And Orlik this time drives in. He's going to get a 3-point play opportunity. Modesty, if you're going to make that foul, you cannot allow him to go up and make the layup. Look at this. This is a great recognition from Orlik. I was just thinking they lost the opportunity because Chappelle did a great job of coming up with his steal, but then he kind of fumbled the ball, couldn't quite get his footing.
And I'm big on momentum. And it's things like that. Orlik, 3-point play, hits the free throw. He's fired up, giving it the fist pump. Once the bets, he now comes out, makes a couple of shots.
Credit Chappelle for making a big defensive play. Now Kaner Medley on the baseline and answers immediately. Pours a little bit of water on the simmering fire of Banvit.
And it was poor defense. How they allowed him to be that open in that range is baffling.
I have to say, Kaner Medley isn't forcing it at all, is he? Offensively, when he's out there, he's perhaps something he's done in the past, but he's done a good job tonight. Here's Korkmaz, kind of floats in, and again doesn't finish at the rim where ordinarily he probably would.
Said about the struggles from the field in the quarterfinal series, 1 of 5 now. Korkmaz here as well. The only field goal is a 3.
14 on the shot clock, and the ball inbounded to Kulig. Look at the pressure that Monaco putting on just on the inbounds play. Theodore into Kulig, and the boss has picked up another foul. The quick hands, he thought he picked him clean. Watch this. Well, they've got the mismatch, so they've got to go inside. And whether he likes it or not, in that situation, the referee is thinking post up, big advantage. Sometimes that call's just not going to go your way, is it?
It's one of the rare times Banvit have been able to do it against a smaller lineup as well. You see the substitution comes to make Monaco a bit more traditional with the lineup now. Davies coming in, and
well, you know, the foul trouble that we talked about with Fofana and Davies, I mean, it's not quite as crucial perhaps right now with Vidmar on the bench with 4 fouls.
Yeah, but what they've done is that they've gone through that spell. They've played, what, 5 minutes now without a 5 on the floor. They're still in the lead. You know, I think they've got away with it, but not if that's a foul on Davis, but it's not. I was going to say, if it was on Davis on his first possession to go to 4, then they're in trouble, but it's the other way.
Just with Banvit, it just seems like they're finding it difficult to get that run, you know?
Yeah.
It's just the run.
Yeah.
We see a couple of big plays, but then Monaco come down and make a play.
Oh, we said that the 5th highest scoring team in the Basketball Champions League, and they've got 46 points now at the end of this 3rd period.
Gladier hasn't really played particularly well today. Now here's Davies. He's going to take it straight at Kulig, and Kulig knocks it away. Now Theodore in the open floor. Drives in, puts it up. Oh, what a swat from Gladier. Banvit wanting goal interference. And Kaner Medley this time, because of the break, wanted to try to get something easy, but would have been better advised to take it out. Chappelle open for 3. Good! And just like that, Banvit have clawed it back to 2 points.
They lost the 2, but gained a 3. So the play just continued up and down. Chappelle, another man who's been quiet.
I was telling you, Kaner Medley hadn't forced anything today, but he did that time, and it cost his team. Here he is, goes baseline, and this time he is fouled. And that is Chappelle saying, all ball, ref, all ball. But Chappelle hits with his 3rd foul of the game. With a foul situation is big time for both teams.
There's a lot of green dots up there on the scoreboard.
Boy, you can see that was a tough call on Chappelle. In fairness, as Kaner Medley goes to the line to make the free throw, I mean, the refs have to call what they see. That was a nice exchange from Chappelle coming over and pleading his case, but patting the referee on the back. And Kaner Medley makes both free throws. But a big sequence, no doubt, takes it back up to a 4-point lead. Just kind of starting to get the feeling, really, the Banvit are comfortably behind by 4 points. And Chappelle flies in and scores, and we talk about somebody else stepping up, and he has really stepped up in this 3rd quarter on both ends of the court.
That's twice he's split the double team. The impressive thing for me, how he learned after the first one. That time came to the 2-footed stop to take the contact and still finish.
Kaner Medley down on the baseline and has the ball. I don't know if he lost it or had it knocked away, but Theodore had the ball rejected, but a foul was called before the shot. How high can Wright get? Goodness gracious. Look at this. Boy, Wright had a couple of two hands over the rim. Look at this. Theodore fortunate to have the foul call. Not sure what I saw there. So he will take the free throws, and he has a chance to tie the game. It's 53-51.
Well, you talk the offense of Banvit, the defense of Monaco, but the foul problems for Monaco, what is done, affected their offense. So defensively, they've still done a pretty good job. They've held Banvit to 51. The problem for them, they only have 8 points in this third quarter. Their offense is just dried up right now because key guys have had to go out a long time.
Well, Schuler has 12 points. You know, that's what he had at halftime. Painter Medley has given them a couple of baskets, or a basket and a couple of free throws. But right now, you have to say that perhaps the advantage is for Banvit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having trailed by so much the entire game.
And not only that, like I say, for them to have held Monaco in this third quarter, you can see the confidence ebbing away from Monaco. You think back to the game, Jamal Schuler hits them 2 early threes. You know, he's firing the gun into the crowd, isn't he? Flexing the muscles. But since that point, where's he been? Well, he's spent time on the bench. He hasn't really got going. Where did Monaco go for a basket now?
Schuler brought out the gun show?
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't see it early on, right in front of us.
Pointing.
Oh, yeah, he had the guns going on both threes. He was fired up early, but just, you know, he's just been taken out of the game slowly. And you've got to say, if you're on the Monaco bench, you've got coming out of this timeout, where would you go for the score on this offensive end? You know, no one really has stepped up and proved himself to be a go-to guy during this third quarter.
We talk about being mentally tough. Banvit, it hasn't been a pretty thing to watch for them, but here they are, and Theodore has just tied the game.
You know, for me, Sergi Cladir is one guy. You look down the list, it's like the fouls, there's just so many of them, they can't risk someone getting a fourth in this third period here.
Well, Theodore now with 16 points, leads all scorers. Zach Wright, Brandon Davis trying to post up. Schuler's got it. Over to Kaner Medley for 3 with the shot clock winding down. Kulig, and kind of was falling back and threw it off of Davies.
Well, again, you know, Nick Kaner Medley is having to step up and take the shot. He's out there playing with 0 fouls, so they're trying to use his offense. He hasn't, you know, he's missed the last couple.
Well, he had no choice that time. He had to launch it.
No, absolutely not. And he's had pretty good shots. He just hasn't finished them.
So the final seconds ticking off the clock. What is going to be the mindset? What's going to be the emotion for Banvit if they can take the lead? Orla gets inside, puts it up and in, and Banvit have taken the lead at the end of the third quarter.
Now, we said the three-point play. How confident was Orlik on this one? They called the play for him, isolated him against the big man, and he just went right to the ring. And like I say, you know, there's just so many foul problems for Monaco right now. Brandon Davis is out there doing a good job on defense, but you know he's thinking, I don't want to pick up a fourth here. I'm not going to get to play in the last quarter too much. So, you know, it's a tough one.
Well, what a play from Orlik and Banvit, who have trailed by as many as 13 points and just looked completely out of sync. Offensively, especially, for much of this game, they have taken the lead.
But saying they've been struggling offensively, you look at the quarter-by-quarter breakdown. They scored 23 in the second. They scored 18 in that third. So the offense is kind of getting there now. It's getting better and better. A lot of that is from the free throw line. That's the key. You know, they've been to the line so often, but the points have been there. Just, you know, they haven't made a lot of field goals, and that's because they've been sent to the line so many times. 40 fouls already between the two teams.
Well, somebody really needs to kind of step up for Monaco now. You said it, sort of questioning themselves.
The problem is, it's like I said, well, you know, where do you go for the offense? Everyone's a little frustrated. So you got D-Boss down the floor. Okay, let's go to D-Boss. He's got 3 fouls though. So if they start to go to him and he gets going, you know, there's also the you know, on the other end of the floor, there's the chance he might pick up the fourth. So he picks up the fourth in this first couple of minutes. He has to go out. You know, then you haven't gotten down the stretch. So it's a difficult scenario for Monaco. They've got to roll the dice, really.
Lloyd, I'll tell you got to tip your hat to Chappelle. He has played very well.
Chappelle's a guy that the numbers don't justify his production.
Yeah, his contribution to the third quarter has turned the game for his team.
Yeah, you look at 7 points today, 1 rebound.
He had a big steal.
One rebound and 1 assist. They're not big numbers. You don't think that's going to change the game, but you're right, he does. He comes up with big plays.
Big plays, and he's playing with a lot of confidence right now. Look at it. He is on the ball. Now D-Boss has it. And again, it's like you say, where do you go for offense if you're Monaco? And Korkmaz has now reached in and committed his 4th foul. 4th foul, so Mudic not at his best. Korkmaz, number 5. In fact, he didn't reach in. He was just kind of like fighting through a little screen there. Tough call on him, I think. D-Boss backs up Theodore. And Theodore surrounded, and Zach Wright. Oh, look at the hustle. They get it back. The defense got it done for Monaco that time. Zach Wright floats in, puts up a acrobatic shot, and ties the game.
Well, how many times did we say the defense gets it done for Monaco in that third period? Just hasn't happened, has it? They didn't get that opportunity. Deflections and steals into transition.
Well, what was interesting, Boss had the 3 fouls, and you could see he was being very careful about not fouling, but at the same time trying to force the turnover, and they did. Chappelle for 3. Good! Another 3 for the man with a hot hand.
Oh, there's your man. You called it. Chappelle steps up, hits the big one.
Nothing like experience, folks. He's got a lot of it. Now Boss, it's online, but it's short. And the battle for the rebound, but Kulig comes down with it. And we've lost temporarily the scoreboard. And I think the referees are going to have to call timeout to sort this out. Here you go, look again. The hustle from Davies to knock the ball away.
Well, it's a fake from Monaco there because
now it's back on.
Yeah, I think it was it Schuler that was out of bounds, tried to save it. Luckily for him, he had his feet out of bounds when he jumped, so it means he's out of bounds when he touched it. But as he tapped it back in, he went straight to Korkmaz, who laid it up. It would have been a certain 2 for Banvit, but they're going to have to take it on the end line instead.
Lloyd, do you think that was one of those moments, perhaps somebody pulled a plug where they weren't supposed to, and they're like, whoops.
They got too excited. The game's been a good one.
It's back on now, so that's what I call rapid response team right there, baby. Long way to go, 8.5 minutes, but right now, the momentum is with Banvit. The pass inside the alley-oop, and that was off the backboard already. Kulig, you called it, Lloyd. Vidmar out of the game, but Kulig, they're not really losing too much at all, if anything, with him in there.
He's got great pedigree, but again, Theodore just held the ball long enough to draw Brandon Davis to him before throwing the pass to Kulig.
And now Brandon Davies, and he was pushed by Kulig. But 5 points is the biggest lead of the game for Banvit. What about the psychology right now for Monaco? How do they hold it together? Look at this.
Well, I think it goes in 2 ways for Monaco. Number one, Monaco are used to winning games. Said 7-game win streak in the Pro A, but it's also they're not used to playing behind a great deal because they always win in France right now. Had such a great season. How do they deal with this pressure situation?
Well, Schuler drives in. That's what you do. You give it to Mr. Offense.
But
he's got to get some touches.
Yeah, he's just been anonymous, hasn't he? It's only his 3rd field goal. The others were the 2 threes he made, and they both came in the first quarter.
Now Gladier trying to bring the D, but Chappelle, oh boy, that was an acrobatic move, but tried to do too much perhaps. And now a chance for Boss to run. This is where he's dangerous. Oh, did he accelerate? What a play from D-Boss. He was shot out of a gun.
He's rapid, isn't he? He goes through those gears so quick. Was that Theodore with his 4th? Yeah, 4th foul on Theodore as well.
What a play from Boss. You could see he just accelerated when he got to the line, exploded to the basket. And boy, that has to be one of the plays of the game, especially if he converts it, which he does. The three-point play. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what's going to happen. Boy, I'm excited.
Yeah, well, the first thing we've got to figure out is what's happening with Theodore. I think he's going to stay in the game. He's got 4 fouls, though.
He's got to play.
And there's a lot of time.
Korkmaz, 4 fouls.
Yeah. I mean, Korkmaz isn't quite as important because they got other guys that can come in. You know, Gitchim, I thought, played pretty well first half. We haven't seen him in a second. Of course, Muric has the ability. He hasn't played well today, but the foul on Theodore is a huge one.
Well, that was all T. Boston. Really, if he gets the ball in any type of open floor situation, something is going to happen good for Monaco. And you look at the foul trouble, Vidmar, Korkmaz, and now Theodore, all with 4 fouls, 16 points. And look at the importance of it. You're talking about your leaders, 16.7 assists for Theodore, 6 points for Vidmar, but this is their team. I mean, this is what they've had all season long, and I think you got to go with it.
I only think maybe a minute or so for Theodore here, but such a crucial time. You take him out for 90 seconds, 2 minutes, and Monaco stretch it to 4 or 5 points in that period. It might be too much for when you bring him back in. We're going to go with him and Korkmaz, 4 fouls apiece.
So Korkmaz is going to inbound it. Chappelle, don't forget, he's still out there. I mean, Theodore gets so much attention, but Orlik, Kulik, and Chappelle have just been terrific here of late. Orlik for 3! Boy, they are rising to the occasion.
He's only had 3 shots on 3-point range. He's a guy that looks to shoot it, made 2 of 3. They've done an excellent job closing him down.
Schuler, oh boy, what a play by him. He was able to catch it. Now Davies has it, gets inside, puts it up, can't get it to fall, but a foul has been called on Chappelle. And he's got 4 fouls. And folks, the plot continues to thicken. And really, as you look at the replay, watch Chappelle, well, he just kind of pushed off, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't do a great job boxing out, actually. He's played so well in the fourth quarter. So third period, I want to give him the credit, but that was a breakdown from him. He should have done a better job containing the man.
This is where squad depth is so crucial, and you just wonder maybe Banvit might be lacking a little in that department. Anyway, pass out to Schuler is wide open, and the rebound from D-Bost.
D-Bost getting up.
Bost again explodes and decides to pull it back out. Good job from Orlik. D-Bost is going to launch a 3, and Amara C knocks it out to Schuler. They're trying to spread the floor a little bit to give Bost some room to operate. Schuler, another 3 for him. Good! Boy, no such. Nothing like having a 3-point shooter, is it?
Wow, that's a big shot. Theodore's guided him, giving up the shot because he doesn't want to pick up a foul. Let Schuler go at him, but...
Boy, he's got 17 now. Boy, he and Orlik. He answered Orlik's 3 with a 3 of his own. Korkmaz to Kulik. Gladier couldn't quite come up with a ball. And both teams, and don't tell me he's aggravated the injury that kept him out for a couple of weeks. It looks like he may have. He hit it, it looks like, on the basket support there, and that's perhaps going to force him out of the game. And that is a massive, massive blow. In fact, I'm not sure how he did it. Oh, what a play from Gladier. Reaches up, steals. He's going to go hard, and he gets the contact. Kulik called for the foul. Looked like he was kind of standing there, but Gladier did a good job of getting to the line. And Kulik now with 3 fouls. Look at the play from Gladier. Been relatively quiet. mean, all you can say is that Kulik perhaps ran under him a little, but you have to give Gladiator credit for finding a way to get to the line.
Yeah, I don't like it as a call. You know, as a defender, you've got to be allowed to stand somewhere. You shouldn't have to move out of the way of the offensive player. That's, you know, not your responsibility. But I guess they'll probably say it wasn't in legal guarding position as well. Contact was on the shoulder.
Boy, everybody's stepping up now. Different people, different times, both teams. And there's Schuler, and that is the worrying sight. Perhaps it's not as serious.
Yeah, the only worry is that there was no contact, and if it's not contact injury, it's less likely that you're going to come back. Looks like something muscular.
Yeah, I think he's aggravated something. Hamstring. Just under 6 minutes to go. Korkmaz open for three, and the young Turkey international steps up to the plate.
Gladiator tried to pinch a little to help on Kulik rolling to the basket. That glimmer of space was all Korkmaz needs.
Well, Korkmaz fell down. Chappelle knocks it away. And then he knocks it off of Davies. Two terrific plays from Chappelle.
That helped defense. Man fell to the floor. Chappelle from the weak side came and got this great play from him. And it's plays like that don't show up in the stat column like we were talking about earlier, but crucial possession.
Boy, this little things are huge things. Here he is now shooting a three. And that was off the front of the rim. And D-Ball slowed up that time, but he finds his way around. Passes it back outside. Oh, the three-pointer is good from Ouattara. Known for the high-flying theatrics. That time shows his three. Boy, where did that come from? Now Theodore splits the D, drives in, passes it out to Korkmaz. Another three. Good! What a contest! They are trading blow for blow.
That's why those two are on the floor with 4 fouls. So important offensively.
Quite clearly, Lori, these teams have saved the best for last. Gladiator, he was short. And
I mean, the way Korkmaz has played since he picked up his 4th foul, they should just start him on 4 fouls the way he's been. We're going to try and get him here off the triple screen as well. Watch, come high.
He just isn't afraid to make plays. There he is. Drives down the lane, and good play from Gladiator to knock it away. I think Korkmaz just kind of forgot what he was doing there. And now D-Boss drives in, explodes, and earns a trip to the free throw line. And Chappelle has to be careful expressing his disagreement from the referee. I think it's on Orlick, the foul. And that is the first foul, believe it or not, on Orlick. That's a good call, isn't it?
Yeah. I think a lot of the frustration is they thought there was a foul at the other end against Korkmaz. So they're saying, well, Korkmaz drove to the basket and you've given the defender the rule of verticality down there. We should have the same thing here, but it isn't the same call. You're absolutely right. Like Oleg was turned, he wasn't straight on.
Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with the defense when Korkmaz. It was more of the indecision by Korkmaz. But what has happened is, again, D-Boss's ability to attack the basket has earned him a trip to the line. And he doesn't take advantage with the first one. Man, this is pressure. You can just feel it, can't you? You can just see it with the players. And to be honest, they are thriving in it. D-Boss. Now he's going to come out for a second, and Zach Wright is going to come back in. Do you like that play? Do you like that call? Because D-Ball seems to be in his moment. Really.
Yeah, 4 minutes. He might just be getting him 30 seconds, then put him back.
Gladiator putting the pressure on Korkmaz, and Gladiator this time takes it away. He's got to rush it up the floor. Well, he's had the ball taken away from him by Chappelle, and now he's returned the favor against Korkmaz. A couple of dodgy plays by Korkmaz. Oh, bounce pass Gladiator. And the ball goes, it's going to be Monaco ball.
Yeah, kick, I think.
69-69. Well, we thought it was going to be close. And sure enough, here we are. Here's the replay again. bounce pass was just a little bit behind, and it looked like it did go off Theodore. Now remember, Theodore has got the foul trouble, and the foul called on Wright. That was a good call from the ref. The Lithuanian, he led with his, I think, his left arm. And no complaints from Zach Wright. Here it is again. No, sorry, led with his right arm. Tried to clear some space, and Theodore, boy, how excellent is he playing with 4 fouls to play that kind of defense. Timeout on the floor.
You got it. It's fantastic the way he's done it. I mean, the thing that surprises me the most is he picked up the 4 foul. There was no movement at all from the bench. None. There was nothing that went through the minds that Jordan Theodore would be coming out of this game at that point. Such confidence, and remember, it's gone 4 minutes now. It was 7:38 when he picked up his 4th, so he's done well, but just one little mistake, one wrong call against him, and he's out.
Well, there you see the foul trouble for Monaco, particularly. I guess it's not as bad as it was now that we're at the end of the game with Boston and Wright with the foul trouble.
But they had to limit guys so much to get to this place. That's the thing. They could have had guys out there earlier, but they've held them back for this last 3 minutes for this end game. So, you know, now the guys are back onto the floor. They're going to need to step up.
Meanwhile, you know, you talk about Jordan Theodore and how good he's been this year. And look at his numbers tonight, 16 points, 10 assists. He is only 3 of 12 from the floor.
But he's done what great scorers do. Struggled from the floor, so what's he done? Got to the line. You know, he's been there 12 times. He's 9 of 12 from the free throw line and 10 assists as well. So let's not take away the amount of points he's created for other people.
Well, here's Orlick. Thought he might try to go past Amada C. Theodore this time gets him on the low block. A little bit of a mismatch. No, out to Kulig. And good rebound from Orlick. He puts it back up and in. Oh, what a breakdown on the boards for Monaco.
The problem was they'd switched. So Zach Wright was guarding, remember, Orlick on the low post. So then it's Zach Wright trying to box out the bigger man. I tell you what, Orlick stepped up second half, hasn't he?
I'm not sure Watara was, might have been ball watching there.
Yeah. Orlick, he hasn't had a lot of looks. He's been limited to 8 shots, but he's 5 of 8 now.
Boy, he has made some plays here in the second half, and it's probably the most interesting thing is he's only got 1 foul. He's got 16 points. Watara. Boy, he explodes and perhaps tried to do too much.
And that's why is D-Boss not out on the floor right now instead of Watara?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I think you have to have him. Now Theodore, he drives in. Oh, boy, they dodged the bullet. Monaco. Gladier thought about passing. And Theodore with the pressure right over to Watara, another 3 for him. And Davies, the offensive rebound, left his feet, had nowhere to pass it.
We said in the first few minutes, wrong guys taking the shots for Banvit. Now in crunch time, wrong guys taking the shots for Monaco.
Yeah, you've got Gladier. And now a 3-point attempt. Oh, rims out. And Watara can't pick it up. It's going to be a jump ball situation. And it's going to be
Banvit possession.
Banvit.
Yeah.
Boy, that is boy, Tanner Medley's the forgotten man. He's coming back into the game now. And Davies is going to come out. And what was Davies doing there? I think Davies was he just was falling back and prevented Watara from being able to pass the ball. He just asked, okay, now we've got D-Boss back into the game.
Shulu on the bench too. He's got 17 points, 1 foul.
But he's got the injury.
Rothman's. Oh, of course, yeah. You know.
He just asked him if he could go back in, and I think he told him he couldn't.
obviously just can't go.
So we are at 2 minutes now, and Banvit. And Theodore drives, and he draws the foul on DeBost. And a three-point play opportunity coming for Jordan Theodore, who, despite his shooting struggles, has 18 points. And the bottom line is, when you need a basket, you go to him, and really, so many players have played so much confidence for Banvit here in the fourth quarter.
Well, let's think down the stretch for Banvit. Theodore's created. They run the high pick and roll, but they got the wide open looks for Korkmaz for three. They got Orelek for three. They got Orelek in and around the basket. They've got Theodore layups. You know, the quality of the shots that they've got. Not only the type of shot, but the players taking the shots is spot on, you know. Korkmaz, feet set three. Yeah, that's a great shot for him. For them, for Monaco, you know, what's DeBost got? What's Kanan Medley got? What have all their guys got down the stretch in terms of what they would draw up or really try to go to?
I think actually each team has 2 timeouts. See the field goal percentage, 39% now for both teams. But you're right. I mean, offensively, Monaco has not gotten the rock into the right hands.
Yeah, I mean, Gladier hasn't had a look. He's only taken 5 shots on the game.
Well, Schuler has checked into the game, so he's going to try to gut it out.
Pretty cool.
So Theodore with a chance to have a three-point play. His team is leading by 5. And now, was it into the lane? Nope. That counts. So it's their biggest lead of the game. 6 points for Bandirma, who are just on this incredible journey this year. All the way from Bandirma, Turkish Cup champions. And a foul. Hold called on Chappelle, I think.
I think it was Kulik on the drive, but
I know it was, yeah.
A good play. Bost downhill against the bigger man, instantly gets to the line as well because of the team fouls.
So not much time going off the clock.
Couldn't have gone too much better. Assuming he can get the roll though.
Well, he's missed a couple here. DeBost.
It's 2 of 5 now.
Sasha Filipovsky, he misses both, but he gets it back. Schuler open for 3. No, that was an opportunity. Now Gladier passes to C, who puts it up and scores and gets it back to a 4-point game. No, that was good persistence there, and that was an opportunity for perhaps Banvit to almost slam the door shut.
They got to get stops here though, because time is just ticking away from them.
Interesting matchup here. See on Theodore. Theodore's drive. Oh, he just takes it right to the rack.
That's what he does, isn't it? Crunch time.
And Bost pushes it up quickly to the floor. Now Gladier puts up a 3. Nick Kaner-Medley over to Schuler. And coming up on the 1-minute mark. It's a 6-point game. Still time for Monaco. But time is also the enemy. And Schuler somehow gets inside. An unbelievable play by Schuler, who's playing with the injury. Somehow, some way, he gets it to fall, and he goes to the line.
Just thinking he's taking too long here, but eventually worked in his favor.
Or that play right there could have just saved their season.
He's got to make the free throw, though, to make it that 1-possession game. Otherwise, they'll need to foul, probably.
And nothing but net. Tickled and twine. Swish. It's a 3-point game. 50 seconds to go. Now Theodore aware that Bost has the 4 fouls. Seems like everybody's got 4 fouls. Theodore also. C comes up and traps. They get the ball out of his hands. Over to Korkmaz for 3. Good! And Korkmaz once again drills the 3-pointer. How many times have we said that tonight? He hasn't had a great game, but boy, has he made some plays.
Yeah, I mean, just standing there when his feet are set, he's a very good three-point shooter. The one thing he has done tonight, 4 of 6 now, stroked it from the three-point line whenever he's had that opportunity.
Well, he was wide open.
Yeah.
And it was a decision to kind of get the ball out of Theodore's hands that led to that.
Yeah, it's the same play they've run almost 3 times. The high pick and roll, the defense from the weak side is rotating to take away Damian Kulik, rolling down the middle. And Theodore, I mean, not only did he see Korkmaz, the speed in which he delivered the ball is the key thing as well. The defense just didn't have the time to get back again to challenge Korkmaz.
I don't want three-pointer. And also, he can rebound the ball. No pressure on three-pointer.
I really thought depth might be an issue when Banvit started picking up some fouls, but it really hasn't. And also, their guys, they've had everybody step up.
But they never got that one step further, did they? Because they've all got 4 fouls, but none of them actually left the game. So they played with foul trouble, and they took the risk of being out there with the fouls, and it's worked in their favor. If a couple of those guys had fouled out and had to leave, then it would have been a completely different game.
Well, Banvit have got the 5 team fouls already, so if they foul Monaco, they're going to the line. Monaco, meanwhile, have 3 team fouls. And Schuler trying to get loose. Oh, boy, out of contact. And they're going to say up and down, traveling on Gladier. And just a little poor execution. You got to credit the Banvit defense there. They were really putting Gladier under pressure. And it was Theodore, in fact, who got in his way.
More foul to give, yeah.
So Gladier picks up his 4th foul. Theodore has it. Boss can't foul him because he's got too many. And Boss does, in fact, foul Korkmaz, so he's going to have to come out of the game. Well, 80-74. And as Boss checks out of the game, it brings Zach Wright back in. We've seen crazy things happen with 22.58 seconds left. I'm not sure there'll be enough time, but don't go away, folks. It's things like missed free throws that leave the door open.
Yeah, don't speak too early.
Right now there are 2 3-pointers down. That's how you need to look at it. Korkmaz does make the second, so it's a 3-possession game, perhaps.
Unless
go somebody like Schuler were to get fouled shooting a 3 and make it. And the foul, and Jordan Theodore and Banvit are looking good right now, folks. And AS Monaco, it's been a terrific season for them. Gladier has fouled out of the game. Not been his best game by a long shot. He leads with 8 points, 5 fouls. And it looks like Rigaud is going to check into the game for the first time for Monaco. And Kulik, who's been really crucial here, especially with Vidmar. I'll tell you what, Banvit didn't look like a team that was going to win this game for about two and a half quarters. And really for the last 15 minutes, they've done a lot of things well.
Absolutely. He scored 8 points in this 4th quarter. Really, I mean, when they needed to, they stepped up, didn't they? Saved their best till last offensively.
And Banvit have made it to the final as you look at Mitrovic come over and shake the hands of Filipovsky. A terrific, terrific game. We saw these teams go trade blow for blow. It's been a terrific first semifinal here at the Final Four of the Basketball Champions League. And it's Banvit, led by who else? Jordan Theodore, 21 points, that have won it 83 to 74. Well, we talk about Theodore, but look at the percentages as they got better and better for Banvit as the game went along. They sure had their struggles, but when push came to shove, Monaco still out-rebounded them.
Well, after they started the game, 3 for 14 from the field, Banvit, 20% in the first quarter. You never expected them to be over 40% on the game. You know, tremendous job down the stretch at crucial times.
Theodore with the 21 points. Schuler had the 20. Chappelle was just, look at that, 3 steals. That tells you a lot. I mean, he was getting the job done in a myriad of ways. Orlick, also terrific, 16 points. Korkmaz, crucial three-pointers from him. Kulik there, you can see him holding his son. Doesn't want to mess up the hearing, so he's got the headphones on. And it's Banvit who have made it to the final, and they will play either a Beerstar Tenerife or they will play Umana Venezia for the title, the first ever basketball Champions League title. Well, there's a lot to like about Banvit, Lloyd, because really with Sasha Filipovsky, especially in a game like this, when things are not going well, you just have to stick with what you're doing. Don't lose faith. Play hard, and you got to step up. And it just seemed like they had everybody step up over that last 12 to 13 minutes.
Oh, the mental toughness. You look to the game in the quarterfinals where they're down. There's one possession, 7 seconds to go. They got the ball, they were going out. Jordan Theodore steps up, and then again today, you know, they were down and out in that first quarter. Didn't look like there was going to be any way back for them, but they just continued to battle and fight, and they deserve their place in the final.
So Banvit, a team that really almost didn't make it to the Final Four. Remember, they lost the first leg of their quarterfinal at home against MHP Reason. They went on the road.